Hey guys, it's Labor Day, right? Big holiday. I'm Greg, if you've never seen me before, making these videos trying to help guys like me, girls like me, anybody who's struggling with um, trying to get sober, cleaning up, making changes. Doesn't even have to be a chemical addiction. PTSD, I've dealt with that from my time in the fire department. But the thing I hammer on the most is about change, and especially with things that are going on right now, wherever you are. You can pick a category. You might not be dealing with one aspect of bullshit that's going on in the world right now, but you probably are dealing with two other ones. I don't think anybody is immune to some sort of inconvenience, to say the least, at this point. So anyway, I've kind of come up with the idea of shortcuts to sobriety. I'm trying to do some quick hit videos here and give you some tips and ideas, and basically just insight into how I got sober. And wherever you are, if you're struggling, I'm just another guy you can add to the list who was where you are, and I made some changes and I got better. So this morning I just took a ride with my pup, and I went up and got some donuts and stuffed my face with donuts. Some of those little treat things that I do, and remind myself that it's a gift that I'm sober now, and I get to enjoy those things. I get to enjoy a nice cup of coffee. For a long time I couldn't do that. At 9, 10 o'clock in the morning I would be sick as a dog, laying in bed or on the floor somewhere, and I'm grateful that I don't have to do that anymore. So I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they came up with that scenario. You've all heard it before about the rats and the cocaine. And basically they put rats in a cage in some sort of shitty laboratory scenario, and the rats would hit a switch or a lever of some sort, and cocaine would come out. And of course, the more they got the cocaine, the more they hit the lever to get more cocaine. Well, that's great. That's one side of the story. The other part of the story that you don't hear about as much is when they took those rats out of that laboratory environment and they put them in their natural environment, or a more conducive environment to where rats thrive, out in the field, in a barn, in a warehouse with other rats, in an industrial setting, even in a city. Whatever they did, when they put them in an environment where the rats had other activities to do, and they could socialize with other rats, and they could live the life that they're made to live, they stopped going back to the cocaine. And that really hit home with me, because that's kind of what it's all about. If you stick in the same situation, you're going to go back to the same behaviors. Pick your ass up and move into a better environment. Change your situation, change your scenario, and you'll start to change those habits. And those things that you've relied upon or have gravitated towards for a long time will stop being so interesting to you. The desire will go away once you start making the change. So that reminded me of some things that I learned when I was in rehab, or was introduced to. And one of them, there was a lot of these acronyms, and HOW was one of the big ones, HOW. The H stands for honesty, the O stands for open-mindedness, and the W is willingness. Honesty, can you admit that you're fucked up? That's a big one. A lot of people aren't there yet. You still want to blame other people. You want to blame your boss, your girlfriend, your family, your childhood. You got a long list of shit that gives you every right in the world to do what you do. I get it. I had one of those lists too. Throw that list in the trash and take responsibility. It's up to you. Whatever happened to you, whatever your scenario is, you got to make the change. All right? So, the honesty. Open-minded. Can you admit that the way you've been doing things hasn't worked. That's another big one, but it's a simple one. It's a basic foundational concept. Can you be open-minded to the fact that maybe there's a better way? Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I don't got this. Maybe somebody else can help me. It was a big step for me, and it's a big step for a lot of addicts that I've worked with. They can't get to that point where they admit, maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Simple explanation for me was, I've been trying for a long time. Has it worked? No. The more I tried doing things my way, the more fucked up things got. Pretty simple. I needed to stop and admit that I couldn't do it, and I needed help from someone else. Big step, but it's not that hard if you can be open-minded. The third one is willingness. Yes, I'm willing. I'll do whatever it takes. I don't want to feel like this anymore. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm willing to get sober. Okay, what does that really mean? Willing to do what? It took a long time before I was sitting in a group. I was about to speak in front of a large group of people. And I was sitting there before the talk. And I was going to mention HOW. And I started thinking to myself, what is the W exactly? Yes, I'm willing. I know I've been willing. I've gotten here. What is it that I'm actually willing to do? It's willing to change. And again, it goes back to the beginning. It goes back to something I've said as a foundational point in all my videos. If you can't change, or at least be willing to change, if you're not willing to do things different, you're not going to get there. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So, if you want to find a place to start, write down in your journal, am I honest? Can I be honest? Can I be open-minded? And am I willing? Willing to do what? You can make your own list. But one of those things that has to be at the top of that list is, am I willing to change? All right? I'm going to keep this short. I'll cut it off, and I'll check in with you guys soon. Leave a thumbs up, even if you didn't like the video. Say you liked it anyway. What's the difference? Share it with somebody. You might be saving somebody's life. That's not being dramatic. That's a fact. Suicide rates are through the roof. Addictions are through the roof. People are going crazy, losing their shit because of this lockdown nonsense. Help somebody out. That's all I'm trying to do. Subscribe, leave a comment if you have a question. Let's start the conversation. I'm here to help. All right? Hang in there, guys. Enjoy your day.